Hello, happy Thursday. Welcome to Exercise with Exos. Jazzy here, program manager with Exos at Autodesk. And I'm excited for today's workout. So, in theme with the holiday spirit, we got cookie. We're spelling out cookie. We're having our cookie workout this week. So we're gonna do 3 rounds today. We're gonna do 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest / transition time. I'm gonna do a real quick demo. We don't need any equipment. You only need your body weight and you need enough space to lay down on the ground, fully outstretched. So, like I said, real quick, I'm gonna go through our demos. We're gonna get right into our circuit. So, like I said, we're spelling out cookies. So today we're in a little creative. We're starting off on the ground. We're going to do a crab walk, toe touch. So what that's going to look like here, we're going to be on our hands and our feet. We're going to slightly lift our butt off the ground. We're going to go opposite arm, opposite toe, touch, back down, and other side, touch, and back down. So we're going to alternate here, try and go as fast as we can, but still using our core and driving through our heels. We want to feel that in our glutes as well. If that's not available, you can always just have your butt on the ground and reach up, tap your opposite toe. Okay, so that's going to be our C. And then our first O, we're going to do a down dog overhead press, aka pike push-ups. So we're going to be in that down dog position. So you can go always tug your toes, push your hips up, bring your head as close to the ground as we can, pushing through the ground, feeling that in our shoulders. So that's our first O. Our second O, we're going to go right back down into sorry, right back down onto the ground in a plank. We're going to do plank knee to opposite elbow. So here, cross our body, exhaling, tapping the opposite toe. So that's going to be our second O. And then for the K, we're going to stand on up. We're going to do a squat, and then we're going to bring our knee to our elbow here. So we're going to have our hands at our temples here, feet hip width apart. We're going to squat down as we stand up. We're going to touch our knee to our elbow using our core, and then the other side. So that's going to be the K. And then for our I, we're going to do an isometric hold squat here. So what that's going to look like, we're basically just going to hold the bottom of our squat here. So getting as low as we can, holding at the bottom, keeping that chest up, spreading our weight evenly. So we're just going to hold that for 40 seconds. And then finally, we're going to do an eccentric split squat. So for this one, we're going to have one foot in the front, our other foot behind. We're going to come down nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, push the ground away. So keeping our weight on our front foot. For this one, I'm going to keep an eye on the clock. Hopefully I can actually do this. I'll tell y'all when to switch. So we're going to do 20 seconds on one leg, 20 seconds on the other leg. So that's going to be the easiest way to split that up. So that's our whole cookie workout today. So we're going to go ahead and get started real quick with our warm up. So we can go ahead and come to the top of our space for the world's greatest stretch. So we're going to go ahead, interlace our fingers, grab onto one of our knees, pulling our knee towards our chest. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, step back, reverse lunge. Our hands are going to come on the inside of our front foot. Keeping our back leg nice and straight. We're going to go ahead and exhale, opening up towards our front leg, hand towards the ceiling, thumb facing behind us, looking at our palm, getting our rotation through our neck and spine. And on our next exhale, we can go ahead, plant our hand outside of our front foot, bring our back foot a little bit closer, and push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. Nice. Big deep breath here. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. Wonderful. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So interlace our fingers, grab onto our opposite knee, pulling towards our chest. And we can go ahead and exhale, step back, reverse lunge, hands coming down on the inside of our front foot. Keeping our back leg nice and straight. Breathing into our belly here. I'm going to go ahead, exhale, open up towards the ceiling, gazing past our hand. Thumb is facing behind us here. Nice, big, deep belly breaths. And we're exhaling, planting our hand outside of our front foot. Bring our back foot a little bit closer and push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. And we can go ahead and exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. All right. Next up here, we're going to do some plank to pike. Get our shoulders warmed up. We got lots of upper body things today. So let's go ahead and make our way onto our hands and toes. And we can go ahead and push our hips up into our pike or down dog position. Always pedal our heels, push our head through our arms. And we're going to come back to plank. And we're going to do it 3 more times. Coming up. And back down. 2 more. Push to the ground. Use your shoulders. Coming up. And back down. And last one. And we can go ahead and walk our hands towards our feet. And when we're ready, we can go ahead and stand up. And we are ready to rock and roll. So 3 rounds today, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. We're starting off on the ground, seated. We got crab walk, toe touches here. And I'm going to get the timer going in 3, 2, 1, and go. So on the ground, our hands are behind us, feet in front. Lift our butt slightly off the ground here and opposite hand to opposite toe. So we want to control the movement here. We're getting single arm stability. We're getting some core work here because we want to keep our back nice and flat so our pelvis is tucked so we can exhale as we lift up. And again, if this position's not comfortable for you, you can always just keep your butt on the ground, working on the core and using our quads to straighten our legs. So whatever feels comfortable for you today. Might take a second to get used to it. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have a down dog overhead press, aka pike push-ups, but overhead pressers with O. So that's how we're doing that for our first O. So we're going to be in our down dog or pike position, doing our presses here. 3, 2, 1. So bringing our hips up towards the ceiling, bringing our head as close to the ground as we can. Our core is engaged, so our back is staying nice and flat. It helps if we exhale as we push the ground away, as with most of our movements here. Keeping our elbows pointed slightly more towards our feet. So when we come out, we don't want our elbows all the way up to the side. Just like with any other upper body pushing, we want to keep those elbows at 45 degrees, protecting our shoulder joints. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have plank knee to opposite elbow for our second O. Oh, excuse me. So we're going to come up across our body. Want to get the elbow as close to our knee as we can. 3, 2, 1. So again, exhale across. We definitely have done a lot of these this week because we got lots of O's and cookie. Still. Exhaling, coming up. This is always harder for me than the same side elbow. Not sure why. It's not feeling so hot on this side either. I don't know what that is. All right, we're finishing strong. We're pushing, using our core. Going nice, slow, and controlled. 3, 2, 1. All right. So what's going on there? Next up, we have our squat, knee to elbow. So we're going to come up. We're going to bring our knee towards our elbow. We're going to use our core for that. Getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So hands at our temples here, squatting down and bringing one knee up. So we're going to do a squat in between each one. So it's knee, squat, not squat, knee, knee. So we're doing double the amount of squats. Pushing through our heel, big toe, little toe. And again, using our core. So if we exhale as we push the ground away, so we're going to exhale as we come up. So we're going to engage our core. We're also going to be working on our hip flexors in that one as well. So coming up. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have our isometric hold here. So we're going to hold the bottom of our squat for as long as we can. If that's not feeling good for you today, you can always come up against the wall and hold a wall sit for 40 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So if we're going to be doing a wall sit, I definitely recommend doing that for the first one. So we build that strength up to doing this hold here. So really working on whatever feels good for you. So building up the strength. So if you want to start with the wall sit, work your way up to the full squat hold, or starting with a squat hold, maybe alternating every other one. But I really want us to at least hold one for as long as we can. Shake your legs out if you need to. Give yourself like 2-3 seconds, right back into it. So I know we're going to feel the burn. We got this. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, last movement of round 1, our eccentric split squats. So I'm going to watch the clock. I'm going to tell us all to switch halfway through. So you can start with whichever foot in front you would like. Getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So keeping our weight in front here, we're coming down 1, 2, 3. Push the ground away. So we want to push through that front heel. We're going to feel that in the front glute. Keeping our weight more on our front foot versus our back foot. Our back foot's just there for stability, making sure our feet are on train tracks. We're also going to switch right now. So it's halfway through. So switching to the other leg, coming down 1, 2, 3, pushing through your front foot. Coming down nice and slow. Front knee is right over our second toe. Chest is over the arch of our front foot. 3, 2, 1. All right. That was round 1. Great job. We got 2 more to go, and then we're going to cool down. So, running on the ground, crab walk, toe touches are first. So we're getting in that position. 3, 2, 1. This is definitely a total body movement. We got our quad work, our glute work. So as I'm reaching this leg up, my opposite leg, that heel is going into the ground to activate the glutes. We're also going to feel that in the opposite shoulder. And then we're also feeling it in our core because our back has to stay nice and flat. And we're also reaching up, crunching a little bit. So we are really working every single muscle group here, all the movement patterns, which I think y'all know that I always like to do multiple things. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have our down dog overhead press. So we're gonna flip over. And 1. We're gonna get ready in our pike position, down dog position. 3, 2, 1. So I always like to start on my hands and knees, tuck my toes, and push up. Bringing our head as close to the ground as we can. Again, elbows are facing, elbows are 45 degrees. So as we come down, our elbow is going to drive towards the feet. You don't have to go directly towards the feet, but having them go out versus straight out to the side is the goal, protecting our shoulder joints as we build up our strength in our shoulders. And you might feel it a little bit in your upper back as well. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, we have plank, knee to opposite elbow. So we're going to come to the opposite side. Hopefully my side lets me do that this time. 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Exhaling, coming across. Nice, slow, controlled. Try and get our knee to touch the elbow as close as we can. We take it slower and we exhale. I want us to really focus on activating our core by exhaling through a straw. So as we do that, our core comes down and together, and we lock that in using our core muscles. So I like to imagine that we're zipping our core up. So we're bringing it all together. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, squat, knee to elbow. Lots of knees and elbows coming together today. It's a great way to work on our hip flexor strength and our core strength. So 2 uses, 1 movement. 3, 2, 1. So making sure our feet are hip width apart, hands at our temples. As we squat down, our squat is our normal stance. So we're really trying to keep our chest and our shins parallel to each other. That's the shape we really want to make when we're doing our lower body pushing. So making sure our knees are going past our second toe, chest is staying directly in the middle. We're squeezing that orange here, so we're wearing our logo proud on our chest, keeping our chest open. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we have our isometric hold. So again, you can always come up on the wall if that's what feels good for you. I want it to be accessible for you, but I also want us to push ourselves. So if you need to do half and half, do half and half. 3, 2, 1. Regardless of how we're doing it, we still want our chest up, parallel lines between our shin and our upper body. Also making sure I don't, especially if we're doing a wall sit, hands off of our legs. Hands off the legs. We're not helping our legs out here. We want our legs to take the brunt of the work. We really just want to work on strengthening isometrically. The longer we hold it, the longer our time under tension is, the stronger we're going to get, the more muscle fibers we recruit, all that good stuff. Really important here to work on it. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. I know we do a lot of eccentric work here, not a lot of isometric work, so the isometric holds just as important as the eccentric work. All right, speaking of eccentric, we got our eccentric split squats coming up. So starting with whichever foot you like. I'll let us know when we're halfway through. 3, 2, 1. So starting with whichever leg we want to, coming down 1, 2, 3, pushing through the ground. So this is one of those movements where no, we don't need any equipment today, but if you wanted to add some weight, you can always hold a dumbbell in the opposite hand or any weight that you have. 3, 2, 1, switching. I like to do the 1 dumbbell because 1, it helps even out our balance a little bit. It also will work more on the outer part of our leg, which a lot of us need to work on to help us with our low back tension. 3, 2, 1. All right, 2 rounds down, 1 to go. We got our crab walk toe touches. All right, stretching my back out. We got this. Getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So, butt is slightly off the ground again. If that's not available, go ahead and keep your butt on the ground. If you want an extra challenge, you can always hold at the top for a second or 2 and quickly switch. Using, again, all the muscles we got here. Great job. Doing awesome. I know this is a different movement than we normally do, but you know, sometimes I gotta switch it up. We gotta have fun. We only got 1 more week left of classes after tomorrow, so we gotta mix it up here. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got down dog, overhead presses next. But after tomorrow, we only have 3 more boot camp classes at lunchtime for 2022. So if you have any special theme requests for our last week, let me know. 3, 2, 1. I'm open to suggestions. Now is also a great time. If you have any specific things you want to work on in class for 2023, now is the time to let me know. I can start incorporating it, whether it's building more upper body strength, lower body strength, getting our heart rate up a little bit more. Whatever you like to see, I'm open to suggestions. This is your workout, so I want y'all to get the most out of it. So let me know what you like to see. Great job. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have plank knee to opposite elbow. But as a reminder, I'll go over that right now. No classes during the weeks of rest. So next week is the last week of classes before 2023. 3, 2, 1. So after next Friday, our next day of classes will be Tuesday, January 3rd. So we'll be closed from the 19th through January 2nd for the holidays. So if you want to keep up with your workout routine, you can always check YouTube, take the pre-recorded classes from throughout the last really almost 3 years now. So we got lots of videos on there. So you can always check that out. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up we have squat knee to elbow. You can also use the weeks of rest to get lots of rest in, get outside, get some extra walks in. 3, 2, 1. I know this time of year can be hard to get outside for walks because it's cold, but if you just put an extra jacket on, get outside, even if it's just an extra 10 minutes a day, that's going to make more of a difference than 0 minutes a day. But also, there's more benefits to getting outside and walking than just for our physical health. Helps with mental health a lot too. And now's the time of year where it can get really hard because we got lots of stress and it's dark really early, which I know a lot of us don't like. So get outside while you can. 3, 2, 1. All right. 2 more movements and then we're done for today. So we have our isometric hold. Mentally prepare. You did wall sits last 2 times. I at least want to get 5 seconds of a hold here. 3, 2, 1. So push yourself here. We want to last as long as we can on this last one. I know the last round's always the hardest. We're tired. Our bodies are tired. It's almost the end of the week. It's almost the end of the year. A lot of endings here, but we got to finish strong, push through. We'll do a nice cool down after our split squats here. Really focus on, if you focus on your breath, that takes the distraction away from your leg pain. I know it hurts. We're burning, but we're doing great. 3, 2, 1. All right, shake those legs out. That was awesome. We got our last movement here. We have split squats. Nice and slow down. I'll let us know when it's halfway again so we can switch our legs and get equal amount of time. 3, 2, 1. So we're coming down. 1, 2, 3. Pushing through our front foot. We're finishing strong. Last movement of the day. 3, 2, 1, and we're switching. The same thing. Really driving through. If it helps you, I know I like to sometimes put my hand on my butt, making sure that I'm actually using my glute muscles to stand back up, make sure they're firing properly. 3, 2, 1. And that is it for today's workout. Nice job. Go ahead, grab a sip of water if you need it. And we're going to go ahead and make our way onto the ground on our side for some bretzel. So we're going to end out with some bretzel. Open up our chest, our back, and our legs. So when we're ready, we're going to be on our side. We're going to take our top leg. We're going to come up, over, and across our body. Knee and ankle are going to stay on the ground. Bottom hand on top of our knee. Top hand is going to grab onto our bottom foot or ankle. We're going to inhale to prepare. And we're going to exhale, opening our top shoulder towards the ground. Nice big deep belly breaths in through the nose. Exhaling, sawing away our attention, really letting our heart rate calm down, make those exhales longer than our inhales. Just taking a few minutes to stretch, really relax your body, relax your mind. Let all the stress and tension you feel built up mentally and physically release with each exhale. We're going to go ahead and do one more breath here. And as we finish our exhale, we can gently release our bottom leg. And when we're ready, we can go ahead and roll over or flip over onto our other side. So we have the same checklist here. We're going to take our top leg. We're coming up, over, and across our body. Knee and ankle stay on the ground. Bottom hand on top of our knee. Our top hand grabs onto the bottom foot or ankle. We're going to inhale to prepare. And we're going to exhale, bringing our top shoulder towards the ground. So same thing here. Release all the tension and stress. Focus on fully relaxing all of your muscles with each exhale. Letting all of our stress just leave our body with each exhale. I'm going to do one more breath here. And as we finish our exhale, we can gently release our bottom leg. And feel free to stay lying on the ground. You can stretch out whatever else you'd like, or you can return to a seated, kneeling, or standing position. But that's going to be all the time for today's class. So thank you for joining me. Like I said, we only got a few more workouts left of 2022. So, we'll try and make it the best few classes we can. And let me know if you have anything you'd like to work on going into 2023. But thank you for joining.